Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Hi, this is Christine Crowell, and welcome to my channel. And today, I want to really focusing on listening carefully to the coming silver breakout that is really going to be shocking us all in 2025. This is a massive bull run that's about to happen. It is about to explode. Okay, so I want to share with you some tips that you can do, but also just to make you aware that this is a massive opportunity which can be life changing as well. So stay tuned as I go into this video today. So welcome to my channel. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been subscribing and liking the videos, for example. And today is about the coming silver breakout that's going to shock us all. And I'm going to go into this because you think, why do you say this? What's so special about this? Okay. So like I said, we need to listen very carefully to the market, not the noise that we're hearing, but really focus on the market, the silver and the gold, the tangible assets that we can actually own. I'm not referring to things on paper. I'm referring to things that you can actually own physically, for example, because this is what the large organizations, the banks, the government organization, the reserves, the family offices are focusing on. Because at the end of the day, if you have got silver and you've got it on paper, or you've got gold on paper, when it comes to the time that you need it, how long is that going to take? Some are taking about 8 weeks, even 12 weeks, 90 days to arrive your own gold and silver that you actually own, because that's how long it's taken, because of the demand, because there's a lot of drainage that is going out. Companies around the world, governments around the world are asking for their own gold and silver to be handed back to them, and that takes some time. So, and it's really sparking financial analysis. Okay, so let's look at this very carefully. Like I said, okay, the silver market is about to experience a once in a lifetime, possibly a breakout. And if you're not paying attention to this, you could miss out on one of the biggest wealth opportunities of the decade. You heard me. This is truly amazing. Okay, so silver is trading at historically low levels compared to gold, but major signals are flashing green for this to be explosive. It's going to be an explosive bull run. So if you own silver or are thinking of investing, then this video is for you. It's like a wake-up call. Now, I've got here some silver prices, historical silver prices, 100-year overview. I'm not covering so far today. This is where it is at the moment. Okay, and this is the historical silver price, and you can see, right, this was in 2020. It was just above, just under $20 per ounce, for example. This is the silver price per ounce, but this is 2020. At the moment, it is 33, which I showed you yesterday. I like to print things off, and I know I could quite easily get it on the screen for you. But I showed you yesterday that the price yesterday morning was 33.92, for example, per ounce for silver. Okay, and this is what the price was. And as you can see here, 2020, the price was just under $20, for example, per ounce. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. Now, the next thing is that I want to talk about before I go into this presentation and this training and discussion of silver. So the demand for silver has really shot up because of one of the reasons is the solar industry. Okay, this is the demand for silver, and it's really shot up from 2019 up to 2023. Okay, you can see 2019, it shot right up there. The demand is getting higher. And I'm showing you this so that you can see for yourself on physical paper here. So that's one of the reasons why you should be focusing on silver as well. Now, by all means, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm here to tell you what I can see and what I am noticing and what I'm reading about and researching from financial experts, for example. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to show you is the silver supply versus demand 2024. You'll see here that in red that the demand is higher than what we actually have supply wise. This is huge. And this is why large organizations, millionaires, billionaires, government organizations, central banks, for example, reserves, etc. This is why they are getting their silver and gold in one place so they've got access to it quickly if they need to, for example. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is the silver price movements over the last year. And I'm going from March, for example, and we're going up to a 12-month period here. You can see here. This is the movement. It started off like this and it's going up here. And it's here, for example. This is huge. It is huge. It has just grown. Silver price has grown. 30, like I showed you, it was $33.92 per ounce. They're looking at it going really to $34 per ounce silver. And it's more affordable, but yet the demand is higher than gold. So now is the time to get it before it becomes too expensive to buy. Okay, so that's why I'm showing you this so that you can see. And I'll also put the links in here in the description so that you can actually look at these graphs for yourself. Because if you're anything like me, yes, it's good looking on screen and me showing you this, and I'm going to do a video and I'm going to add them in to my video as well. This will be another video, for example, but I really like to show you this as well. So I'm going to also show you the historical gold to silver ratio as well, and this is really from 1940s up to 2020. Okay, and you'll see that the ratio is going up to 90. Okay, ratio. Silver is 1 to, it's going up to 90 from what I've printed off today. Okay, and that is from this is from the website. I'll put the links here anyway, but you'll be able to see it anyway from the website. So as I was showing you the variations and the silver market, for example, and the historical data, I'll then continue with the video here, because I don't want you to think that I'm just talking out of nowhere. This is data, and this is accessible for all of us to have a look at, and this is what we should be paying attention to, because sometimes I think that maybe we're being distracted in a way that we're not looking at this, because we know that the value of the dollar, the pound, the currencies is devaluing. It's going down. Whereas with gold and silver, it always holds its value, and it goes up as time goes. The money goes up in your gold and silver that you have, for example. So it's important to always check it out, because we've got to really prepare for if and when we do need it, because at the end of the day, our pensions, for example, may not be the amount that we expected it to be. It could be, for example, you could get 20% less, for example, because we can see that the stock markets are, it's like up and down. The SP 500, for example, and that's another video for another day. But, pensions have been pushed into these stocks, and these stocks are failing, for example. So what can we do about it besides look at getting gold and silver, just like what the governments are doing, just like what the banks are doing, just like what the family offices are doing, just like the wealthy are doing? They're actually looking at buying more silver than gold, because they know that the demand is so high, that they also know that unless we start, we keep hearing that Donald Trump talks about drill baby drill. Now, unless we start looking for, silver and gold in our own countries, for example, drilling, but we don't know what that involves. I don't have a clue. I'm not a miner. I do remember in the UK there used to be a lot of mines, and they closed the mines down. And I remember in the UK when that was happening, it was an awful time for the miners, for example. And then all of a sudden, we're now drilling and wanting to open up mines and things like that. But that's another story for another day. Okay? I really want to be able to share this with you so that it's an eye-opener to look at what you can do. And the thing you can do right now is to purchase gold or silver. Silver is cheaper. Gold, to buy an ounce of gold, I think it's reached 3,000. Well, it should be by next week, $3,000 per ounce, if it's not already $3,000 already. Because today I'm talking about silver, so I wanted to focus on that. But with silver, to buy an ounce, it's $33, you might as well say $34, for example, to buy an ounce of silver. And I believe through the evidence and the research and the experts are saying that silver is going to 9x possibly, or even more. It's like the dark horse, So imagine you buy something for $35, for example, silver. You buy it for $35, and then all of a sudden it's worth $800 for an ounce. That is a massive investment. And you keep buying like that, and it's just going to grow and grow and grow. But I'm going to explain to you a bit more, because this is how the billionaires have become billionaires, because they've got a product which uses silver and you've been purchasing it, we all have, for example, like solar panels, electric vehicles, for example, tech, for example, AI, chips, not meaning chips that you eat, I mean in the AI chips that's needed, for example. And what we need to think about is we can purchase that gold or silver too, and that's going to increase our wealth. This is about wealth building, because if we don't build our own wealth, who's going to build it for us? No one else is going to. If you don't make an effort and build your wealth, then you're leaving it in the hands of the big corporations, for example. That's why there's a lot of people buying in silver coins right now, and they've been doing so for many years. There's lots of wealth builders out there that are building their portfolios, and we need to get into it now before it becomes too late, because the price is so high, for example. So I'm going to carry on. I want you to really think about, me showing you these graphs here, because it really is important for you to see as well as me tell you and talk to you about it, because otherwise you're gonna miss out. For example, now I'm going to go into this a bit more. So like I said, silver is trading at historically, it's at low levels at the moment compared to gold. So this is a major signal, and it's a flashing green light for you to really buy into this, because it is going to become explosive. So the silver gold ratio, I explained that to you, it's huge. But why is silver going to become so huge? And it's because AI, electronic vehicles, solar power, we're using more renewable energy. We're using so much more energy. Many years ago, we used to have, like in the UK, there'd be like, I remember when I was a child, there'd be one day there'd be a blackout, and it was really good. We enjoyed it because we thought it was fun because we were children. But I really wouldn't like to experience it on a regular basis. I'd be a bit worried, but some people do have to go through that. But this is the reason why, due to the more need for industrial and manufacturing is needed more, because we're now bringing, it's like it's coming home to roost. We're now starting to build and create things in our own homes, in our countries of where we live, like how we was doing that in the first place. And I don't even know how we even came out of doing it and started trading all over the world. I don't understand when we were able to create things in our own back gardens. And I'm meaning that in a way. You can, we used to grow our own vegetables, grow our own fruit and veg, even in our back gardens. We even had allotments, for example. We had mining in our own countries. We had all of the minerals is there in our earth. It is here. It's just that for some reason, we've lost it, and we've traded with other countries, which is fine and wonderful. But look what's happening now. We're now getting tariffs on things. So the price prediction for 2025, you will see it's going to go to 50, 100 or beyond. And this is from one of the top analysis predictions on silver. that will outperform gold. And his name, I've been listening to him a lot, and you should too as well. Michael Oliver mentioned this. He is a top analysis. Okay? So I'm not just talking out the top of my head. I've been doing thorough research, literally, because I want to help my clients, but I also want to help all of us. Whether you're in business or whether you're not in business, you still need to look at this and really look at building a wealth portfolio. Start wealth building, because if we leave it, if you're in a job, your job, how can I say it? Your job isn't secure. You might think that, we used to think years ago, oh, if we got a job with the government, we're all set. We're going to be looked after for life. No. You see, they're letting people go. Private sector letting people go. The governments are letting people go around the world. NHS in the UK, NHS England, they're now looking at becoming, they're looking at scrapping that, for example. So there's a lot of things happening which are signs that we should be focusing on building our own wealth for when we do get slapped with something unexpected, that we have got the funds to bail us out, literally. Or you save for a rainy day, or you save for your pension, or you save to buy a house, or you save to give to one of your loved ones, for example. Whatever it is you choose to do is up to you. But if you don't start looking at wealth building, then you're going to be left behind. You're going to be very vulnerable. Why not become part of that 5% that are focusing on this? Okay, so what do you think about silver prices? Where do you think that it's going to head to? I said it could be a 9x. I'd love for you to drop your predictions in the comments below, for example. So let's dive in, shall we? So why is silver about to skyrocket? So silver is no longer just the poor man's gold. It really isn't. It's the rich man's gold. The billionaires that are out there, that's how they've made their wealth, is through silver, not gold. So the demand for gold is growing faster than supply. And here's why. There's not enough gold mines. So the industry demand is exploding. Silver is critical. It's needed for AI chips. It's needed for solar panels. It's needed for electric vehicles. It's needed for, 5G networks. Because we use this, the demand has become huge. So there is a massive supply shortage going on right now. So global silver production, they can't keep up with demand. Like I showed you here, that's the supply, and this is the demand, is higher. That was 2024. We're in 2025. Look at that. Hopefully you can see all of that, what I'm showing you. So the demand is getting critical. So, like I said, there's a massive supply shortage. Global silver production, they can't keep up. They really can't keep up. They're trying to, melt everything and do all the things, but it can't be on demand quickly. This is leading to a supply squeeze. So look at it this way, okay? You may, this is if you've got things on paper, this is. I'm not referring to if you got it in your hands, and I say, get gold and silver delivered to you. Even if you have to bury it at the bottom of your river or whatever, do it. Because you got it. Because if you get it on paper, for example, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but if you got it on paper, see what happens, it gets lent out to whoever, for example. And then, you got the piece of paper, but then when you want it and you need it in emergency, it may say, well, we'll deliver it in 90 days. Now, imagine if you need it sooner. You can't wait 90 days. So that's why it's good to have it in your hands. Just like the wealthy, just like the government are doing, they want it in their own vaults. People are ordering not ounces, they're ordering tons of silver. Tons of it. They can't get enough of it. And they're ordering it now. Because they know it's going to go up in value. They know that they've got something which is liquid. They can sell it if they need it, because it's more valuable than the currency, the cash that we have. Gold and silver is more valuable. That's why in the old days we used to have like bags of gold or silver coins. Not cash, because cash was like a piece of paper. I owe you 2 coins or a chicken or something. So there is a crisis, financial crisis happening, inflation. As currencies weaken, investors are fleeing to tangible assets like silver and gold. Geopolitical instability, we're seeing it. There's trade wars going on all the time, conflicts. Donald Trump putting tariffs on a lot of things, and it's creating economic uncertainty, and it's pushing big money into silver, understandably, and gold. This is really massive, and it's a major hedge fund which makes a purchase of silver. With them all doing this, the banks and all the big organizations are doing this. It's signaling that the institutional investors are moving in before the breakout, for example. They want to have this money. They want to have these gold coins, gold bars, silver coins, silver bars, for example. They want to have it at their own, in their own vaults, so that they can access it and see it, for example, rather than having a piece of paper that says, yes, you own this gold and this is what it's worth. What does that mean today? So what I want to say to you is to really look at your next move. Look at getting gold or silver. And there are some key indicators going on at the moment as a silver boom, right? Silver to gold ratio, which I showed you, for example, the central banks are buying gold and silver. They're buying them up, okay? And the last time that silver was undervalued, guess what? It skyrocketed 500% in just 3 years. So could we repeat what happened in 2011 when silver nearly hit $50 per ounce? Some analysts believe this time silver will go way beyond that. And this is why getting silver is a good idea. I mean, gold is as well. Gold, my goodness, they're saying that gold, at the moment, gold is for 1 ounce nearly it could be $3,000 now as I'm speaking to you, for example. But they're also saying that it could end up being 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 by the time 5 years. And this is looking at the long game and planning it wisely by building your portfolio. Your wealth portfolio is key, because silver's role in AI and the electric vehicles and renewable energy, but also, let's be real here, AI robots are here. Electric vehicle production lines, solar farms, silver in technology, mining operations, they're ramping up. You've heard all the world leaders are going, yeah, we got to, in England, it was Keir Starmer said, yeah, we're going to make UK the AI superpower. Then there's Donald Trump saying, yeah, we've got all these investments and we've got this country is going to invest 500 billion, for example. It's getting huge. This is going to create more use of silver, not gold, because gold can't be used, or any other precious metal cannot be used at the moment, as far as they know, in this way that's going to create this, apart from silver. And there's only so many silver mines now around the world. I was checking it out myself to see, and I've got a list of that. So if you want a list of the silver mines around the world, just comment silver mined in the chat and I will send that over to you, for example. Okay, I'll put the link in the description, in the comment section, so that you can all have access to it. So let me know if you are interested in where these silver mines are around the world, and you will be amazed. However, the silver mined, the silver is going to be depleted in 20 to 25 years. There'll be no more silver that they can get out of these mines, which is global. It's not just in one place, it's global. So they say they've only got like 20 to 25 years of silver. So this is why I believe too that silver is going to skyrocket. It's going to explode. May even be a thing where, you know, people are going to approach you, companies, for your silver. And then you'll be charging a bit more than normal, for example. So just think about it. Electric vehicles need silver for their batteries and electronics. So electric vehicles production are expected to double by 2030, sending silver demand soaring. Solar energy boom. Government pushing for green energy mandates, requiring huge amounts of silver for solar panels. So with the global demand surging, silver prices, they're increasing. They have to rise. And smart investors like you are getting in now before the big move, because the big move is gonna, listen, in 2-3 years from now, the price is gonna be like crazy. I mean, gold is expensive as it is, $800 for an ounce. Sorry, not $800 for an ounce. $3,000 for an ounce, for example. I was possibly referring to a quarter of an ounce there, so apologies for that. So just think about the historical silver prices, the analysis prediction, and also the mining operations. This is massive news, and that there will be a silver shortage. So short-term target at the moment, the silver price is at $30 per ounce. Midterm, 12 months or even sooner, $50 per ounce, and I'm trying to be conservative here. Long-term bull case, $100+ per ounce. Big money is moving into silver right now. Hedge funds, private investors, for example, and even the government and the banks are stockpiling silver before the breakout. So will you be ready? Are you ready? So let's talk about how you can prepare. Best way is to invest in silver now, for example. Buy physical silver, coins, bars, bullion, because you want to have that leverage. There's other ones, but I'm just talking to you about from the point of view of having it physically in your hands. So it's time to act now. And, you know, you've heard me talk about scrap gold parties. I used to do scrap gold parties, I used to do scrap gold, scrap silver. And that is another way that you can purchase gold and silver at a reduced price, which is actually lower, discounted price than what the spot price is, for example. So I'd love to know, what do you think about what I've mentioned here? What is it that you think that the prediction is going to be for silver? Do you think that silver is going to end up being $800 by the end of this year? Because we could see it at that. So imagine you buy for example, an ounce of silver at, $35, and within a year it's $800. How amazing is that? You make, and then you buy, for example, if you could buy yourself a silver, even a silver coin, one every month at $35, for example, and then you imagine you buy yourself one, just one a month. I'm not saying go crazy and do, really buy loads, for example. So you're going to buy 12. By the end of the year, you spent $420 for 12 coins. But imagine, right? They're worth 800. That then makes it so that it's worth 9,600. You brought 12 coins at $35 per ounce per coin, and you get back 9,600 if the value was 800. Because what I'm saying to you is not to purchase it so that you can sell it off quickly. You purchase it and you hold on to it. It's a savings, and you've got it for 5 years. So say even if you hold on to it for 5 years, times that by 5, that gives you $50,000. That's even just at 800. Now what if it was to be like 2,000 per ounce? What if it ends up beating gold, which is at $3,000 per ounce? Can you imagine if silver ended up beating gold? Because the silver is a dual purpose. Silver's needed to produce those goods. So, and if the mines are they're being depleted, and in 20 to 25 years there's no more silver, then what do you think that means? It means the price is going to go up as each year goes up. This is the cycle. It's going to go up. We've never had it where silver is going to run out though before. So this is new, for example. So think about if you build your portfolio just by spending $35 a month, one coin, $35 a month, and you save that, you stack that for years to come. It can be used as your pension. It could be used as to pay for your child's education, university, for example, or even as a down payment for a house after 10 years, for example. If you was to do, say, gold and silver, then what wealth would that give you? And you do it strategically. Now, I'm not saying to spend, $3,000 on, if you can't afford it, on gold for 1 ounce. Go to silver, because it looks like silver is going to be the winner here. Listen, you've got billionaires. I'm talking about I heard that one of the wealthiest women in the world brought silver, not gold, brought tons of silver. Why was that? It's because they know that it's going to become very valuable. The moment it seems to be that it's only $35, but look, when all of this, because there's going to be more manufacturing being done at great levels. We've been hearing this since this AI revolution has kicked in, and I specialize in AI automation, and I am hearing the news about how much silver is needed to create these plants, to create these robots, for example, and also solar panel, also the electric vehicles, the tech industry, they need silver. There's so many things that it's being used for, and if the silver mines around the world, globally, they're saying stock for 20 years, then what do you think that means? Unless they start drilling, and I think we keep hearing this drill baby drill thing, but how far can you drill, and why has it not been discovered before? What does that mean to drill and drill? Is that lower than where we've been before? That's a whole nother video. But this silver and gold is the most strongest and the most valuablest. It is the currency. Paper, we don't get much for cash, do we? You go into a supermarket to buy a dozen eggs in America, for example, $12. Where I live in Cyprus, I can get 30 eggs for €7, for example. 30 eggs. So the cash isn't producing like it should be. It's deteriorating. It's devaluing. That $1, you're probably only getting 60 cents out of that. The 40, well, we all know where that goes anyway. But with gold and silver, you can have that in your hands. Get a vault. Just don't tell anybody. Drill it to your wall. Don't tell anyone. Bury it in your garden, wherever you need to. Do it, because you need to have these things so that you can have this precious metal that is going to increase in value year on year. Because at the end of the day, we don't know how much a pension is. If you're looking at your pension in so many years, you don't know what that's true value going to be. And they say, do your pension at this age because you'll get more per month. But will you really get that? Especially now with what's happening. So there's going to be a lot of evaluations here that needs to be done. And I'm not here to scaremonger or anything like that. But what I'm here to say is to get silver if you can't afford the gold. If you can afford both, then buy both. Because silver, like I said, from what I've been listening to, and I'm not a financial advisor, but from what I've been listening to is that gold, it's at 3,000 per ounce now. it could go to, not could, it probably will go to $5,000 per ounce. Some are saying 10, 20,000 in, in 5 years' time, for example. Precious metals, there's so many different types, but I'm mentioning gold and silver because we all know that. But there is others. There's platinum, there's rhodium, there's lots of different ones. Copper, for example, the list is really endless. Minerals, it's around us. It's in this earth that we live, that God has given us, the universe has given us, if you don't believe in God, for example. So think about what you can purchase right now. And let me tell you, doing scrap gold parties just once a month, or even buying scrap gold on eBay is amazing. That's what I did, what my husband did in 2007. We was doing scrap gold parties where we would go to someone's house and they would have, say, 10, 20 people there. I would bring some bottles of wine, for example. The guest, the host would do, some snacks. We would bring our scales, our gold testing equipment, all of those things. Eye loops to see what what carat it was, for example. And then we would pay the person whatever the spot price was on the day for gold, but also we'd offer something slightly less, because, for example, if you got like this is a broken earring, for example, and people would you'd ask them to bring broken jewelry, things that you're not going to wear anymore. For example, broken jewelry or old jewelry, things you're not going to wear. Or maybe you've got a broken chain, gold chain, for example, that you're not going to be able to wear. Or you've lost an earring and you've just got one earring, so it's no good to you. Or there's an earring backs, all kinds of things. Or clasp that's on your that's broken off, for example. There's so many different types of ways that you can get gold and silver. And when we used to do it, we would do it and get it like 30% less. So some days it was 40%, because my husband was quite a good dealer at knocking people down. He was good at haggling, So imagine that you're not just paying the spot price, but you're paying 30% under the spot price. So that's why when I did the video yesterday and I said, let's look at you purchasing a house in 5 years' time, for example, okay, and you purchased so many ounces of gold, and I'd like you to watch the video. I'm going to put it here, for example, for you to watch. In 5 years' time, you can purchase a house for, say, $400,000. And out of that $400,000, you've used, you're buying your gold every month as you should do for 5 years to build it up, for example. But out of that $400,000, for example, you've managed to also make a profit of 120,000 to go towards you. That's part of your 400,000. So you brought gold for, say, for example, 380, but you've also made a profit of 120,000 just by buying scrap gold and silver, for example. But imagine 5 years' time, that gold is now doubled. Rather than it be 3,000 per ounce, it's increased by 5,000 per ounce. So you're then able to get the house a lot quicker, for example. I'm just using this as an example. Or you may want to save for your pension. So you're buying silver coins, for example, or you're buying so many ounces as well of gold throughout the year, so that when it comes to your retirement, or you can even retire early, for example, you don't have to work till you're 70, for example, you can retire early at 65, for example, and you've got your gold bars or coins, or you've got your silver coins or your silver bars, for example. When we used to do our gold parties back in 2007, and this is my personal story that I'm sharing with you, we would wait, each time we had a party, we'd come out with a bag of gold and silver, for example. We'd wait until it got to the 1 kilogram, for example, and then we would then have them smelted down, for example. So we would contact the refinery in London, for example, and then we would have the gold melted down, and then we'd get the paperwork with it to show that it's true gold, and it was stamped 999.9 or something like that, for example, to show it was true gold. But you know what? That was such a good feeling to pick up gold bars in London, on the most wealthiest street on London, going into the vault to collect the gold bars. That was all done from doing scrap gold parties. And this is something that I want to share with you, how to do it, because even though you can buy the gold bars and the gold coins, for example, why not do additional things to build up your collection, for example? Because there are reputable refinery companies that will smelt down your gold. We're even going to be showing you how to purchase the gold online, for example, how to test it, what happens when it arrives, how to test it, how to we're even going to be trying the melting ourselves as well, just to show you some different things, aspects of what you can do, as well as going to a refinery, getting it melted down, for example. All of those things which I think will be of really good use to you, because this is a channel that I started for business owners, for example, in healthcare, because I specialize in healthcare and have done for 35 years, for example. But I also know that my clients need to have additional ways to make money during this difficult time of inflation, for example. And this is a very clear way of doing that. Whether you're in business or not, it's still something that you need to look at to build your wealth portfolio. It's about wealth building strategies. This website is, when I say website, YouTube channel, for example. So I want to be able to share the different strategies that you can use as well in order to build your silver and gold portfolio, for example, because it's about building wealth for the future. And we don't know how low the dollar is going to go down to, or the pound, or the euro, for example, with all that's happening around the world at the moment. So what I'd love for you to do is to like, subscribe, share with anyone that you know that you feel that would benefit, for example, from this channel, for example, and become a part of this wealth building mentality, because we should be. It shouldn't just be for the wealthy, it should be for all. We should all be doing this. And the price for gold, for example, I'll explain. There's a bit of historical price charting as well. So, for example, in April 2011, it was 49.51. The current price at the moment is 33.79 per ounce. So, but it's always good to look at the historical data so that you know that you're on to a good thing here, that it will increase. So the ratio is, it's around, actually, it's like 80, 88, 91, indicating that silver, the potential is so undervalued compared to gold. It's like the poor relative. I like silver. And this was made for me, this jewelry. But there's different ways that silver can be used for. It's not just for us to wear. It's industry, it's manufacturing. And this is where it's going to outscore gold, I believe, from reading and researching. So the past year, silver, the performance over the 12 months, it is showcasing trends and of potential growth. And silver, it has really, I know gold is way ahead of it, and I know it's kind of a bit down here, but I believe it's going to come up close to where gold is. And that's just my thoughts, but also from what I've been hearing from the experts as well. So the silver demand versus supply dynamics, well, global silver supply 2024 is approximately 1 billion ounces. The demand for silver is 1.2 billion ounces. So it's indicated that there's a deficit. And this is why the price will go high. If something is rare, if something is hard to get or hard to find, of course the price is going to go up. We all know that. We go to a special restaurant and you get something special, which is very rare, the price is high. Same with a position, like a neurosurgeon, for example. Their price is high than a generic GP, for example. So global silver demand, like I said, is 1.2 billion ounces, whereas at the moment the supply is 1 billion ounces. So silver demand, like I said, in solar panels manufacturing has seen an increase of 158% from 2009 to 2023. So I've showed you the graphs here for example, I'm old school. I like to print stuff off, and I like to flopped over there. I like to show you what I have, for example. But looking at the graphs that I've showed you, you'll be able to see, and looking back at the video, the historical data of 100 years that I explained to you before, from like 1940 up to 1920, and the price is, it is what it says. It is. You can't argue with the data, and it is amazing what I'm seeing as well. So, like with the gold to silver ratio, it's coming up to 90, for example. Gold to silver. Same with when I talked about the silver price, the movements over the last year. It is now at $34 per ounce. I also explained the silver supply versus demand for 2024. So, like I said, there is a deficit. So the demand is 1.2 billion. The supply currently is only 1 billion. So there is going to be a shortage, because we're using all of these things. It's creating a demand. Solar panel, the industry, the demand is gone up, for example, to 160 ounce, meaning million ounces. That's a lot. So the graphs that I've showed you, I haven't even gone into the electric vehicles. That is a video for another day, for example. But what I want you to think about is, what is your vision? Are you going to look at silver, or will you be looking at gold? Because that's why it's good to listen carefully. Think about what the silver market is doing according to the gold. Think about what you can achieve right now, for example, and start investing in gold or silver or both. Whatever it is that you can afford, start investing, because the cash money is devaluing, is going down very, very low. So you got to look at what you can do to create your portfolio. And I'm not saying that this is going to get you rich overnight, for example, but this is about building a sensible structure that is, if you do need to get money out, you can do from it, which is what this benefit is, for example. But also, if you'd like to know more about how you can start your gold business, your scrap gold, silver business, then do book a free 15-minute appointment with me, and I will gladly go through it with you to discuss in greater detail. But I am going to be doing some trainings here anyway, because I think it's important to show people the real thing. But also, sometimes people like to do things privately, for example, and we are doing group training on this, for example, online, for example, and it will be a group coaching that we will be starting next month, for example. So if you want to join that, be a part of that, then do book the free 15-minute appointment, and I will gladly speak to you about this. But what I'd like for you to also do is keep watching these videos. I'm going to start sharing with you. I'm pulling out my old tools, but I'm going to be buying some new tools because some of it is old, especially the acid test and things like that. So I need to get my new stock, but I'm going to order it on a few channels so that you'll be able to see, and I'm going to let you see that side of things because it's part of what, if it's something that you want to do, then by all means follow what I'm doing. I've also got on one of my other videos, and I'll put it here as well, how to start your own gold business, but I've also got a free guide as well about how you can look at purchasing your own property in a 5-year time frame, for example, by using gold. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. I hope that you've had a wonderful evening, enjoyed your Sunday so far, and I look forward to speaking with you again. Thank you for your likes, thank you for your subscription, thank you for your comments. I really do appreciate it. It just lets me know what you're thinking as well, and let me know in the comments whether you're already buying gold and silver. You may already be doing that and looking to expand your portfolio, for example, but also looking at other strategies as well for building more wealth as well with your gold and silver business, because at the end of the day, we don't know what's happening with the stock market. So it's best to keep your feet on the ground, keep grounded, and buy yourself gold and silver and have it in your hands physically, not have it on paper, for example. If you can avoid that, have it with you. Okay, so then that way you've got it when you need to. All right, so thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and I look forward to speaking with you all soon. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.